Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I'm your host. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited about today's guest. I have the one and only Fallon Taylor on the show today. Fallon, thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
You are like I saw you the other day on Ed Milet's podcast, and I was blown away. And listen, my wife is exactly like you. Like if she had it her way, we would have like 40 dogs, and so yeah.
I collect animals. I've got a lot of them. I have 40 horses. I've got a goat, a little mini farm,
Wow.
5 dogs, seven if you count the ranch dogs. A lot of dogs.
Wow. So you told a story, and I know you were born in Florida, right?
Correct, in Tampa.
Okay. And eventually you ended up in Texas.
I did. I've got really cool parents. So I basically was like a retirement baby. I'm 18 years younger than all my siblings. And they decided, they're just really cool parents. They were like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I started being obsessed with rodeo on television in the middle of a cul-de-sac in the middle of Tampa, Florida, going to private school. And they were like, okay, whatever. So my dad is an inventor, and he had a manufacturing plant in Ponder, Texas. And so one summer, they brought me to see the rodeo that I watched on television every day. They brought me for my birthday to see it live, and we never went home. And I turned
Wow.
pro the next week. I'd never been on a horse yet. I turned pro. So my parents are strong believers in finding mentors and coaches, and how quickly can we get the result that we're looking for. And so they've instilled that in me. I could not be more grateful for having that principle of whatever you're not good at, find somebody that's better and do what they do. So
That's
that's what
awesome.
we did. And I turned pro very quickly.
Wow. And you were young.
7.
Seven. A seven. That's
7.
that does not well, it doesn't happen anymore, does it?
No. The law, the Fallon Taylor rule is you have to be 18 to turn professional now.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And it's because of you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. We
So,
ruffled quite a few feathers.
yeah, I'd say you have. So, and I've noticed that, I mean, you have a tremendous following. Huge
Thank
following.
you. What's really cool about my fans, I call them Flomies. My horse's name is Baby Flo, and so I say we're homies with Baby Flo, and so we're Flomies. But the Flomies are really cool because, they've allowed me to be very, very vulnerable and tell my story, whether it be a really great day or a really bad day. And I always want to provide a solution for them, whether it's going really good or it's going really bad. I want them to see all of that. And they've allowed me a really organic place to do that. I've never paid for likes or paid for follows. I've just been in a state where it's like, if I can tell the truth, then I feel like the people will naturally show up. And they have, and they've been so supportive. And, the theme is, you know, if I can do it, why can't everybody do it? You know?
I love it. I absolutely agree with you 1,000% too. So, and that's one of the things that the reason I wanted to get you on the show is there's a couple reasons. One, and I'd love it if you would talk, if you can explain quickly about the accident,
Sure.
and how you came back from that is unreal. But the other thing is, like, you put out so much positive energy. I was on FallonTaylor.com last night. By the way, I bought your book for my wife.
Yay! Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So I'm sure that'll be here today. I'm kidding. I
Yes,
ordered it
we're
last night.
basically Amazon Prime.
Oh, is it through Amazon?
Yeah,
Oh, I
we
bought
go
it off
hard.
your website.
We go. No, we're basically Amazon. We ship very fast.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. Okay, cool.
we're basically Amazon.
So, which looks like an amazing book and journal, but I was listening to a couple of your podcasts that you're putting out on it's on your website, and like you just put out so much positive energy, and it has really nothing to do with horses.
Very little of what I do, I think, relates back to horses. Now, I just feel like when I looked for coaching or whatever to be really great in college, or to be really great at trying to get the job that I wanted, or to be really great at running barrels, barrel racing. What's funny about barrel racing or anything that we're trying to be better at is somebody's already gone before us and done something really cool. But if we keep looking in like the tunnel vision of just the sport we're in, or just the job we want, or just the whatever, I think you have to get really creative to find people that can help lead you in the right direction.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, it's really great that you maybe follow me because of horses, but there's a lot of people, the majority of people have never even been near a horse. They just know, like I follow some WWE chicks. I've never been to a WWE event in my life. I have no idea. I couldn't point to one. But things that they put out and the content that they put out inspires me. It teaches me to persevere, teaches me to, find a better way. And those are the kind of things that I enjoy. And I figure that the rest of the world is that way too. We want to find inspiration from all over the place. So that's why I put out the content that I do. It takes me about 3.5 hours every morning to really get through everything. And I just feel like the value that we add to the planet is the value we're going to get back. And no matter what scale that we're able to do it, if you have 2 followers online, or you're just the nicest person in the gas station, whatever value you put out, I believe is reciprocated back to us. So,
wow,
that's my process.
That is so, and so you have a video that I watched last night on your go follow her YouTube channel, by the way, because it will blow your mind. Like, and look, my wife is the horse person. I'm just,
Yes.
like, when I met her, she had these horses, and all I knew about them was they're way bigger than me, and I was afraid of getting kicked. That's it. Like don't.
It's
I'm not
dangerous.
walking. And I'm talking to my
It's
wife when
dangerous,
we're
for
watching your video last night. I'm like, holy crap, she's like right behind that horse. And she goes, of course she is. I'm like, but so one of the things that happened, I watched you had a video you put out that said it was like the worst wreck in my career or something, where you guys fell, and
Right.
and baby Flo, I think, stepped on your helmet.
Right.
And here's what I loved about it. What you do that's so amazing is you stuck around to sign autographs and talk to your fans, and you literally, I don't want to say lectured, but you gave a talk and said, look, you're going to fall down in life. Things are going to happen. Don't come out here and throw a fit and start throwing
Right.
stuff and all of that, right? Like you went into it was amazing. Absolutely
You have
amazing.
to think of thank you, first of all, but you have to think about like your experience when you go through the world, every room you walk into, every place that you leave, gas station, restaurant, bathroom, doesn't matter. What do I want people to say about me when I leave the room?
Yeah.
What is their takeaway? What's their identifier? Am I the girl that if I don't do well throws a fit? Am I the girl that you can't approach if I didn't just win? What's my identifier? And what's really crazy about that event was people can be, I don't know the right word for this, maybe not so respectful of space and time in some certain situations. Like I don't get to walk into Tom Brady's locker room, while he's getting patched up,
Right.
But in my sport, that's people are able to just come right up to me. So as I was throwing up and crying, and somebody was catching my horse, a lady throws her child in front of me and says, tell my daughter happy birthday and take a picture. And I'm literally crying and throwing up, and I look up and I go, if you could just give me 5 minutes. And so I almost felt bad about not being able to live up to that moment for that person. That's my own burden I bear.
Yeah.
But I thought, if I can turn this moment into something that's really valuable to people in the middle of my fear, then that's me doing the impossible again. And every time I can do something that I feel like is impossible, then I feel like I can take on the next impossibility. And then your brain starts to crave it, which I just think is the coolest thing.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. So back in 2009, there was an incident that occurred.
On August 6th,
August 6th.
2009,
Are you
today,
serious? Are you serious?
today, today is the 10-year anniversary. That's why I booked this for today.
Oh my God.
Today is the 10-year anniversary of me being told that I would have a 2% chance to live, walk, or talk. And before I go into the story, I would love to say, like, today I did just a running inventory of what have I been able to make happen. And so what's really cool is, like, I've been able to win $1 million. I've been able to win 2 world titles. I've been able to win AQHA Horse of the Year. I've gotten 4 national finals qualifications under my belt. And then, but the biggest shift that I learned was how to change my platform from how many times can I see myself win to how much value can I add to the planet, because it gets redundant.
Yeah.
It gets where it's like, okay, yeah, I won and I get all the glory. Now what? Like, what is that? Okay, I helped me. It kind of feels like when you're on an airplane and they say, when the mask drops, put the mask on yourself, then help the person next to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I helped me.
Yeah.
Now it's time to put the mask on the person next to me. So it was an
Wow.
interesting wreck that I had in barrel racing. It's tradition to wear a hat, a cowboy hat. And that's great. I don't know why it's a tradition, because barrel racing darn sure isn't a tradition. You don't go round up barrels on the prairie.
Right.
So I don't know why we're so stuck in tradition, breaking wild barrels. I don't know what it is, like why we're so caught up in the tradition, but you darn sure don't wear a helmet. And so I was on August 6th, 2009, I was riding my horses in my arena really late, 10 o'clock at night, because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's 98 degrees where I'm at right now, and it's, early. So we were riding, and my horse just had a freak accident, broke all the bones on this side of my face. I skull fractured in 4 places. And I broke my C2, which is, and my collarbone, which is a hangman's fracture. So when somebody gets hung, that's how they die, is from a C2. It's the odontoid that moves your head from left to right.
Oh my God.
Spinal injury, traumatic brain injury. It's a big deal. So I hit the ground, and it's weird because I knew instantaneously I'd broken my neck.
Oh.
So I had no fear. I just thought that maybe it was a slight concussion and that I would get over it. I mean, I knew I broke my neck, but I thought maybe I'm just being dramatic.
Wow.
So I got strapped to a picnic table and put in the back of a Dodge truck because I would not ride in an ambulance because I was not convinced.
Oh my
And
God.
don't ever do that, by the way. And I got to the hospital, and the woman said, she's got too good of a sense of humor right now. There's not too much wrong with her. She should just walk in.
Oh my gosh.
What I didn't realize that I was partially paralyzed and I couldn't walk in. So then I started getting a little bit more concerned, and I got put on the table. I got an MRI. I got a CAT scan. And 13 minutes later, I was on a helicopter and told that this would be the most relaxing 13 minutes of my life, because my life was about to get really difficult. And it was just, I have felt so nervous and queasy and nauseous today because PTSD is real.
Yeah.
It's real. I'm going to ride horses today. I'm going to go through my day, but it's real. I'm tearing up. Like, it's real. You feeling like this trauma could happen again. I'm scared. I'm fearful. What if this happens again? And so I learned to walk again within 72 hours of being in the hospital, told I would never walk again. And I had this really amazing nurse, and she said, "You're going to get up and you're going to fall down. It could kill you." And I said, "Well, what can we do?" She said, "Well, we'll get a crane from the ceiling, but you can't, you got to sign all this stuff because I shouldn't be doing this." And it was about midnight. And she just said, one nurse after another told me, "You just won't be able to walk." And the next one, "You won't be able to walk." And then the next one said, "You probably won't be able to walk." And I said, "That sounds optimistic. Let's do that." So I took my chances with the probably won't be able to walk. And I got up, and I don't know if it was that this woman believed me that I could walk, or if she just didn't care about doubt. Either way, I'm grateful that she was like, I don't care if you think you can or you can't. That's not my job. And
So,
I
so
appreciate that.
this is 72 hours after the accident.
Right.
See,
Right.
that wasn't clear on that other interview, and I remember thinking, how was that 6 months later? Did she lay in a hospital bed for 6 months? It was 72 hours?
A little bit less than 72 hours. I had a halo, which you can kind of see the dents in my forehead, which I'm so grateful for. Here and here, halo was screwed into my head, 4 screws, and you have to be awake for that because
Oh,
they want to know if they hit your spine. That's pretty traumatic. They sit you up, they screw it into your skull, and then you're wearing this contraption. And they told me, you're going to be here for 5-6 months. If we can get you up, it'll be a week or two. If the feeling comes back, et cetera, et cetera. But that woman, I'll never forget her. And she came in and I said, if you get me out of here, I'm going to deliver flowers to everybody up here tomorrow. And of course she was like, that's sweet. Like, like you could see the pity on her face of just like, this girl has no clue, So she gets me up, I fall down. She gets me up again. And just like inch by inch by inch by inch, I made it to the doorway and I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to do this, And then she was like, well, and she just kept, it was so funny how she coached me. It was just like, well, come on. You've already made it this far. It's not like you've never done this in your life.
oh my God.
And I'm like, wow, she's so right. It's not like I've never done this in my life. I just have to literally focus on the next step and literally focus on the next step. If I would look up down to the end of the hallway, it was too far. It was too overwhelming. And it's so funny because that's how we operate up here, is when we look too far, it's just too much. How could we ever get there? I look back over the last decade and I like, if I had told myself that was the list, I need you to win $1 million. I need you to win all these awards. I need you to inspire all these people. I need you to blah, blah, blah. I think I would have thrown my hands up.
Wow.
So I think the message that I hope to drive home for everybody listening today is when you write your goals down, make them crazy unrealistic and then throw them away and think of what would be the one foot I could put in front of the other today. Literally any action will get you there. Any action.
Wow.
But you have to go forward.
Wow.
So I'm grateful for that nurse, and I'm grateful for tenacity because I just wanted to get out of there, and I delivered flowers the next day to every single person in there, and that lady cried and cried. And it was just a really cool moment. I didn't move fast, but quitting won't make it any faster.
Wow.
So slow is okay as long as it's just incremental. Like for everybody listening, I just hope that you would understand literally do anything toward what you actually want. Writing off a task list is really fun. Going to Target and doing laundry, that's really great. But if you're not going toward the one thing that will keep you alive and passionate, it'll deteriorate every relationship you have around you. So
God,
I
that's
just
so
hope
true.
that whoever this is for today, that you just put one foot in front of the other, literally.
You are absolutely unbelievable. Like on Facebook, the comments you won't even believe if you have time to go back. Like there are people just in awe over you, like everybody is. So
I kept all of my tears up today. All of my tears, I kept them up today. It didn't turn into a crying baby.
You are absolutely amazing. That's a nice fence. So if I asked you this, like, what do you think, what's, in your opinion, what is the number one thing that first comes to mind that holds people back from achieving their dreams?
Not knowing what they want in the first place.
How do you fix that? How do you fix that?
I know exactly how to do it. So I almost died, right?
Yeah.
It's a really great wake-up call.
Yeah.
The best thing that I can do is say, listen, today, do yourself a favor, get out a pen and paper. If I told you you had 7 days to live, what would you regret that you haven't done yet? Write it down. It could be something so simple. My cousin, I had her do this. My cousin wrote down, take a hot air balloon ride. Okay, let's do that today. what is it that you really want? Most people, if you won the lottery, you probably wouldn't live a life that's that different. You probably want things like a family vacation, or to take a day off and not feel guilty about it, or to invest more time in yourself at the gym, or something really silly that we can do right now if we prioritize it as a must instead of just as something we should do. So writing it down. The second way, if that's stuck, and I know people don't have a map for what they want, because I know that they'll get stuck on this one. Take out that same piece of paper. If I gave you $100 million to spend only on yourself, what would you go get? Just write it down. They would put the pen to the paper and go,
That's true.
pay off some debt. Like, I mean, we're not alive to just drink coffee, do podcasts, and pay off debt. Like, that's not what we're alive for. We're alive for the bigger picture. So what is it that I mean, I love everybody's Instagrams, but like, what do we want? And once you can't get anywhere until you put something in your GPS. I don't care who you are.
Amen.
So what's the GPS pointing at? And then you can start putting one foot in front of the other. But I know that's where everybody gets lost. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Wow. God, that's powerful. That is so powerful. Okay, I like, we're 22 minutes in. You told me you wanted to do 20 to 30 minutes. I want to respect your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope that it touched someone today, and
you're amazing.
That's my job on the planet. So
what is it that you end every video with?
I say, count your blessings, drink your protein, and say thank you to Jesus.
Are those shirts for sale somewhere?
Absolutely. So I own a clothing company called Ranch Dressin', which I think is hilarious. But ranchdressin.com is my website. And I sell merch. That's the big business behind me. And we just try to inspire people that ride horses or don't ride horses to go pursue their dreams and stand out. So hopefully you guys will go visit me over there too.
Yeah, Ranch Dressin'. So it's just IN at the end?
It's just in, DRESSN.
Okay, .com. So DRESSN.com. I'll put the link in the Facebook post, and
awesome. Thank you.
I'll share it out to everybody that follows me. You, Fallon, are an amazing, inspirational woman. I am so grateful that you took the time.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everybody for joining. I so appreciate it.
You rock. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who shared this out. My wife just put the link in. So we'll talk more about the other stuff too, but you guys have an awesome day. Hang on real quick, Fallon, and I'll let you guys go. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Oh, go follow Fallon, by the way.
Please, yeah.
On Instagram, it's Fallon Taylor 2, right?
Correct.
And Facebook, it's Fallon Taylor and Baby Flo.
Correct.
Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody go follow Fallon right now, and we will see you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.